On the 12th day of Dollmas, my sister gave to me 12 re-released LOLs, 11 Harry Potter dolls, 10 bags of doll clothes, 9 Sesame Street plushies, 8 Strutted Yasmins, 7 Girl of the Years, 6 Hungry Piggies. Come on, are you hungry? You come high five. Look at all the food you have. 5 Molly dolls, 4 orca whales, 3 fat cats, 2 dust bathing chinchillas. Well, come on. Aren't you gonna dust bathe for the camera? And a vampire with a bottle of Pepsi.
Wait, just one? Why just one?
It was a beautiful Sunday on November 8th, so we were able to go to the flea market. Usually we'll stop going in sometimes late October or November when it gets really cold, but when it's like 70 degrees, of course we're gonna go. So the person that we got a lot of box dolls from the past few flea market trips didn't have any that really spoke to us. So these were all from one seller outside, and they were like a really good deal in my opinion. There was like 2 for $5. And these guys are from Lord of the Rings. We have the Fellowship of the Ring Aragorn. Now there's a Return of the King Aragorn who looks to be identical, but this guy has like a dirty look to him. It's like intentionally dirty. He's got like a painted face that's got a lot of like shadows, and it's supposed to be dirt. And then Legolas here, there's 2 Legolases as well. He's from either Two Towers or Return of the King. I don't really know. They seem to be identical. When you don't have the box, you don't really know. So, and then these were the ones that I wanted because these guys Colleen was very interested in. She loves Lord of the Rings like figures and stuff. And there was a joke that Aragorn was her boyfriend because she loves Aragorn's character in the book. And then whenever we watch Lord of the Rings movies, I always joke around about Orlando Bloom as Legolas. So that's why she wanted to get the 2 of them, because our 2 boyfriends were together. We have Maleficent and the Wicked Queen. So this is the evil queen from Snow White, and this is her dress. These guys are from Walt Disney World from 1999. So they were sold either exclusively at the theme parks, or you could order them on through a catalog. And there's another doll in their line, Cruella de Vil. And then there's, I think, at least one more wave that has Jafar and Captain Hook. That's from 97. They're really interesting. They have these really cool head sculpts. And back in the day when I got into collecting Disney dolls, I didn't have a lot of options for like the villains. They didn't make a lot of them back then, as opposed to like now where there's a lot from the Disney store. So the options were like the Mattel like signature versions, which were huge money, or these guys, and they were also a lot of money at the time for that reason. So naturally I was really excited to find them. And I did order Maleficent, one of those costume and mask fashions from the Mattel Classics line, so she has something Maleficent-ish to wear. And the queen is obviously going to get her outfit, but I'm really excited. They need to be bathed. I need to undress them and get them in their bath. These guys smell really weird. So my new Maleficent did not have her outfit, so we bought this off eBay. It's actually from the 90s. It's a Mattel product. We ordered this online on eBay, and the funny thing is, the eBay store selling it was actually a toy store that had a few locations around here back in like the malls when we were kids. Colleen got a lot of her Harry Potter stuff from there. It was called the Toy Vault, and we found this through them, which is kind of funny. So she's not going to need a mask, but this little cape will come in handy. Who is the real Maleficent? that mask is ridiculous looking.
It's huge.
Yeah, and also, like, I mean, this isn't an actual Barbie it's on, but the queen is modeling the mask, and it looks funny because, like, see how she has green hands? Her legs aren't. Oh, yeah, her legs are even green. How did I forget that?
Boy, she had a lot of peas.
Alright. Excuse the nudity on the boys. So this is the cuddle cup I mentioned I got last time from Chewy.com, and you can see Piper is using it. Hi, Ma. How did you fit in there, you fat thing? Yes, I also put one of their fleece beds in there so it's extra comfy. Yes, you know how to use it. It's because they're not sharing the igloos. No, they're not. So we just got back from the flea market, and we thought this would be the last week we were gonna go because it's cold out, but the lady we get dolls from inside at the flea market, she's now inside, said she was gonna bring more, and I'm just really tempted because her prices are really great and she gives us a deal once in a while. So we wanted to go back because we saw this X-Files gift set last week. Now I actually have a loose Dana, but mine doesn't have her outfit. I got her years ago at the flea market. But we don't have any like FBI cop type Barbies, and there's just a lot of uses for this kind of.
We actually have something planned for a while that when we have the time we're going to film, and it requires police type dolls. So
Yes, so they have like little badges and stuff, so way cool. And I used to watch a lot of sci-fi things with Dad, so I'm sure I watched the X-Files at some point. I know I watched Star Trek, and I used to watch all the crappy sci-fi movies they would play, and I watched Planet of the Apes. Like I watched all of that. And then she had him last week, but I guess I didn't see him because he was hidden behind some newer dolls.
He's so cool.
I saw the like black collector box, and I pulled him out, and I'm like, oh, James Dean. I don't know anything about James Dean, but I know he's some celebrity from a long time ago, and I was like, he's got this really cool face mold, and you know, it doesn't really look like the guy on the back of the box, but that's okay. He's cool, so we're gonna open them up, and he's not gonna need a bath. Neither is Ken, but her hair is gonna need to be washed. Do you have a good time over there? And then he just got him hugging you. He's cool. He's really well made. He's got like
I really like
flashed everyone with his open fly.
I said Mulder was moldering in his box, and yeah.
Oh, those are cool shoes.
Yeah,
I actually have a pair of shoes, kind of from the same mold.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, he's got an interesting head mold. 99. This is a special head mold made for him.
Yeah, this looks like a special head mold too. 97.
Yep. And then that's the little FBI badges. They're so old that like the glue is separated, so I have to fix that. Yeah. Oh, this was funny. It's the FBI. Like apparently they got permission to use the FBI.
That is hysterical.
I open it, it flies out. I pick it up. What is this? It doesn't even look legit, does it? Because it looks like something was printed and cut out.
I know.
It is pure chaos in this room right now. There's all kinds of paints out and art supplies, and my little wheelie tart's not underneath my desk where it usually is because I was using it. I'm currently filming an episode of Dolly Designs, and unfortunately I've had to spread it out over the span of several days because the lighting is crap this time of year, so I don't want a lot of weird shadows because although I have like a lamp right here and the lighting in this room is actually alright, I just don't want a lot of shadows for that episode, and it took a long time for the paint to dry because it's so cold in the house this time of year, so I've been working on it. I don't have time right now to finish. I need to finish like the lettering, another coat of paint on this pink stand, and then I have to seal everything and put like the waste pieces on, but I have my house cleaning job today. I clean the house at the farm I work on too. Usually I do it on Wednesdays, but today I'm doing it on Tuesday because of their schedule. So I'm not going to have time. I have to leave in like a half an hour. So yeah, usually Wednesdays are kind of busy for me. But today it's Tuesday. Snow White is not sitting near this paint normally. I just needed her out of the way while I was working on editing, and you can see I have like this cluster of dolls who are getting stands, and it's just chaos. I was working on editing what I have so far of the video. You can see right here, saving parts of it. I like did the voiceover and like sped up the clips and arranged certain things, but I'm not done the stands obviously. And usually I like to have the dolls I'm making the stands for kind of like hanging out with me, so I can use them for like color reference or some kind of inspiration. And I would have them on the desk, but I got paint on Colleen's Cho Chang doll's dress, like a teeny spot one time in all the years I've been painting doll stands. That's the only time it's happened, but I was like, nope. So that's why they're like quarantined over here on the desk, so that doesn't happen. But Snow White's very poofy, so I just needed her out of my way while I was working, but she can move back here. And then Colleen has like her book she's writing, she's like editing some things, so that has to move too. Then there's my LOL house. It's very chaotic in here.
So I decided to film some of me decorating for Christmas. I really don't decorate much for the holidays. I just cannot stand having like tons of holiday decorations in storage. And it was something that we used to do with our mom, and then when she passed away we kind of stopped doing it. So I'm not that into decorating, but we have this like mini tree we actually bought back in 2015 for a Flickr photo, and we set it up on this little TV stand kind of thing. Now, since 2018, we didn't do it because our hamster Bonnie's cage was here, and if you watched my last episode, then you would know Bonnie passed away from old age, so now we have the top of it available again to decorate. Of course, we'd rather have Bonnie here, but at least we get to see the cute tree lit up when we hang out in here at night. And most of these like decorations are really old, like we don't buy any. I really cannot stand how much holiday decor they put out every year. It's just so wasteful and so consumeristic, if that's even a word. But these are mostly decorations that we had as kids. There's kind of a close-up. There's some Harry Potter ornaments and my Batman ornament. My dad bought us some of those special ones. And then there's some that came with my holiday Barbies. And then there's a lot of wooden ones that were my mom's. I don't know where she got them, if they were secondhand when she got them or what. But she loved thrifting and buying all kinds of cute little knickknacks, so we saved some of our favorites. And then there's also some ceramic things I put out near them that we saved. My mom had a lot more stuff than this. This is like way pared down, like all of it can fit underneath the hutch in the hallway, and it's literally like just a container and then the tree and then the little box the ceramic house goes in. But the tree skirt that I put over the table was made by my grandmother. And then these are little bears that my mom labeled Joy and Dennis after her and Dad. I don't know why, but she did that. And then those are the stockings that my grandmother made us. She spelled Colleen's name wrong. It's spelled with 2 L's. It's really funny. And then on the dining room table, this is something my dad bought for me for Christmas 2006. And this is me picking up the mess that I showed earlier in the art room, because I finished my stands that day, and I decided before I went to pick Colleen up from her second job that I would just kind of get the room under control. Obviously the dolls were already taken care of at that point, like they were kind of moved out of the way, but I was rearranging all of the paint on my cart. I kind of like to keep it clustered by color categories, so you know, all the blues together, greens together. Most of these are really old, like some are 10 or 15 years old, and I need to replace them or finish using them, but yeah, I like to keep it all neat and tidy, and I love this little rolly cart thing. I've had it since the summer, and it's been working out really well, and I like to be able to reach all of the paints while I am working on a project. And I just had some paintbrushes to wash, and I cleaned off the table, and it really didn't take me long.
Alright, so this is one of the photos we've set up this month. I don't show all of them, but several people have said they enjoy seeing this in Dolly Diaries, so if you
The
can
guinea
hear...
pigs are hungry.
The guinea pigs are hungry! Look, you can see them, they're hungry, you can see the fancy bellies! Oh, the fudgy bellies!
Did that. Oh, so cute.
So this is my Dana My Story, because she has her own album on Flickr now.
Pretty sure I grabbed every single Dana Shelley owns.
Yeah. I almost started talking in the guinea pig voice, like, I just a they're very cool.
I redressed 4 of them because what they were wearing just didn't look right. Like with her, I just took off the coat.
It's a shoe store for Sugar Shoes, which is Dana's nickname.
Shoo la la.
Is that?
This is your childhood, Dana.
Yeah. childhood Wintertime Wonderland Dana. She's the only one I had growing up. Her name was Adenya when I was a kid, and she barely has any glitter left because I used to use the spa makeup on her all the time, and I'd wipe it off, so that's why I have this Dana, who is much more glittery. It's hard to tell on camera, but that doll has like none on her eyeshadow anymore. They're very cool.
I had a very fun time setting this up.
I have Pina Dana.
I put her kind of
She's
in the
a
middle.
favorite, and then oh my, Sunkissed Summer Dana, who used to belong to my cousin's wife. When she was growing up, she gave her to me for my 21st birthday.
I was on the cusp of not putting every Dana in the photo, but then I'm like, well, some of my favorites are the ones that have to redress, like her. And then that one's from Craigslist. This is a race car Dana, and her outfit wouldn't have looked good in here, so I redressed her. I put bare feet on some of the ones I redressed.
They're very cool.
And this actually is her outfit, but it was the one in storage.
So this enormous stuffed whale was something we rescued from the side of the road. We went to the flea market on November 22nd, but we didn't end up finding anything that we wanted to buy. And on the way home, there was a big bin with what looked like some random odds and ends sticking out for free, and I saw this whale's ginormous head poking out of one of the containers, and so I turned around and we went back and grabbed him because his little googly blue eyes broke my heart. Orca whales are my favorite animal, if you didn't know. I've been obsessed with them since I watched Free Willy as a very little kid. And although I don't have tons of orca plushes because I try to control my stuffed animal collection, I couldn't say no to this big daddy. He's huge. Like, I can cuddle with him like he's a person. He's so big. The only major flaw was that he had this big hole that you can see I'm stitching up in this clip. So what I did is when I got him home, obviously I didn't want to just like fix him and throw him on my bed or the couch or something, because ew, gross. So I put him in the washing machine with hot water and some like vinegar to kill off any germs and to get him squeaky clean, and then I ran him through the dryer. He was fine. He was super soft and sleek afterwards, and then I let him air dry overnight just to make sure he was completely, dried out, because he had a few little damp spots still. And then I stitched him up the next day, and I was trying to be really careful to keep the stitches as hidden as possible so they wouldn't get snagged, just from him being cuddled with. And I did a pretty good job, I think.
Are you happy? Are you happy, Anya?
Yes.
Are you coming over, Piper? You're so fat. Toes are nice.
I'm making it delicious, yeah.
Alright, so Colleen got a goodie bag from her second job that has these weird Japanese Kit Kats. There's ocean salt. I don't know what this one is. It's got like pumpkins on it. I feel like
I've had these before. These ones are good.
And then there's these ones, say Sakura Japanese steak. They have flowers on them. So I'm guessing these are going to be flowery tasting. I think we should start with the flowery one first. Oh, it smells like a perfume Princess Disney doll.
Ew.
I know that they have like florally flavored things.
I don't want to eat a perfume Princess Disney
Or
doll.
like melty, but kind of tastes like a bar of soap. It's not terrible.
No, it's not bad. I think it's my bite and I shoved the rest of my mouth, so it's alright.
Okay, we have the salty one.
Okay, I'm scared of this.
This doesn't smell like anything. It kind of just tastes like white chocolate with like a little salt.
Yeah.
Oh, they're purple.
Yeah, I've had those before. Those are good.
Oh.
I'm using this cleanser my palate
Go ahead.
of the salty one. The salty one's good.
It tastes kind of like berryish.
I like that one.
Piper has something very special to share with you. She's lost weight. Yes, all those new pellets is making a difference. See, Mum's got the weight recorded and she's gone down. Oh, I thought she was looking skinnier.
Yeah.
He wants to be a healthy weight. Mum bought
that's
this scale
Piper.
just for weighing piggies.
That's piggy.
Oh, congratulations on your skinny new body. Alright, we're gonna do Big Poppy. I think she might have gotten fatter.
But Piper and Phoebe weigh the same now.
So let's see. Last time she was...
See, that's right about what Piper weighs now.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
1.141.
So now Poppy weighs what Piper used to weigh.
Yeah, but she doesn't look as fat. though.
Yeah, I think
She's got a big frame.
that's the thing is that Poppy is grown.
And
She's
also, that first weight of Piper was, they hadn't eaten anything.
Right.
That first time I weighed them, they were on empty stomachs.
And also when
This is after a meal.
right, and also when Piper weighed that, she was like she looked like a pillow pet.
Yeah.
Poppy doesn't look like a pillow pet. Poppy has a bigger frame than Piper, which is why it's like weight alone.
Yeah, look at how big her ears are. Like, yeah, big,
So
yeah.
big.
She's gotten chunky.
And Isla also has a smaller frame, which is why I'm not worried that she's still the smallest.
So this is all the preparation we're doing for our holiday special of As Told by Dollies. We actually had part of another episode filmed, but when someone asked me if we were doing a special for Christmas, I thought that would be a really cool idea. So we're taking inspiration from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That was one of my absolute favorites growing up, and I love Dr. Seuss. So what I had to do is I had to go online and find all the text to How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but it was difficult because nobody had it all in one place. They would have excerpts, so I had to go around and piece it together, which took a while. Then I went through and I kind of did an initial pass where I changed things, like instead of the Who's, it's Dolls in Dollville, and Pepsi Lush instead of Grinch. And then I went in and I had to like rework some lines entirely. So like this one here, but whatever the reason, his Pepsi or wife's phone calls, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the other dolls. This originally was, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's, and it had something above it that rhymed with who. So I had to rework a bunch of those, and then I added in whole lines, whole stanzas here for like things Colin and I talked about wanting to add. And you can see there's all these like little notations. So these are where the sets that these lines are going to take place on, because when we film, we're obviously not going to be like filming it in order. We're going to set up a particular scene and then film everything for that, because you know, you edit. And then you can see there's like little numbers here that line up with Colleen's note cards that I wrote her out. And all of these things highlighted in pink are things that she's going to read aloud for Dracula. The only other spoken words is from Spendy Woohoo, and I'm reading her lines, and I know when I'm coming across them. So I'm gonna have this or a copy of this basically.
And of course there will be some ad-libbing and stuff. It's gonna be really funny.
And when we were reading it aloud, like we were reading it in the voices and you know in the tones of like, you know, we were practicing. There was even like hand movements and stuff. A lot of voice actors actually do that, which is kind of funny. If you ever see like people doing the voice acting for animated movies, they get really into it. They'll like move their hands. So then this is like our cast and our sets we're planning. So a lot of work went into this. I've never scripted an episode of As Told by Dollies before, but obviously I wanted it to feel like a ridiculous take on a classic Christmas tale, and The Grinch That Stole Christmas is awesome. Oh, they know it's Fat Friday. It's Fat Friday for you. Look at you, Mom. Oh, Mommy just cleaned and you threw poop poops on the floor. Oh, you're nasty, Papa Shade. Today is Fat Friday. I call it that for the guinea pigs because this is the day I come back from grocery shopping. I meal prep all of their food. So I have jars, I've shown this before. I have all their veggies laid out. And it does keep the whole week, 9 out of 10 times. Once in a while, maybe there was something that wasn't as fresh as it could have been when I bought it, so it doesn't hold up quite as well, but and this is what I buy. I've mentioned this before, I do try not to buy things in a lot of plastic, but like the celery, it only comes in the plastic. These baby carrots only come in the plastic, and then I put the beets and the broccoli in plastic bags just because they get really messy. So now that we have 6 guinea pigs, they eat a lot. I spend like between $20 and $25 a week on vegetables for them because I want them to have the absolute best diet possible. So we have 6 bell peppers, pretty much a bell pepper for each of them. These are one of the best things you can feed guinea pigs. They're really high in, I think, vitamin C, which they can't produce on their own. I get them 4 Roma tomatoes. I got them cranberries this time. I don't know how they're gonna like these. They're good for their urinary health, and usually this time of year they'll sell bags of cranberries. I don't know how Winnie and Poppy will eat them, but they kind of eat anything, so. Then I got beets. These are some of Piper's absolute favorites. Now, this is Fat Friday because they're gonna get all of these stalks and leaves today because I don't like to put those in the jars. And then broccoli. You do have to be careful with how much broccoli you feed them because they make them gassy. But I usually get three heads of it, and if they're smaller, and then I give them the stalks. I don't put the stalks in the jars. Funnily enough, Roxy and Nevaeh didn't, and Isla back in the day didn't like broccoli or beets a whole lot. They'd kind of nibble at them. But last year when we got a platter of veggies, we took it home from Christmas, I decided just to give some of the broccoli to the guinea pigs, and Phoebe, Piper, and Penelope love broccoli, and that made Isla like broccoli, and Piper adores beets. Like, she gets beet juice all over her face. Then I get little baby carrots because they like these. Again, they're not supposed to have tons of carrots, but there's usually just a few in each jar. Then I get them celery. I have a big bag of lettuce and then 2 smaller Roman lettuce heads. And this is what's left over for tonight. I don't buy all the same things every week. I always get the peppers, the tomato, the lettuce, the carrots, and the celery, but then I kind of rotate out other vegetables depending on their moods.
I'm doing some reorganizing in our American Girl earrings thing. So right now, all our generic contemporary doll earrings, so like Girl of Today, Truly Me type dolls, all their earrings in one drawer, down from the 2, because we have a new organizational problem, and really, there wasn't really any rhyme or reason to which of these went in which drawer. It's just now they're more crowded, but that's okay, because honestly it was so hard to figure out where each pair was between the 2 drawers. I don't think this is going to make things any harder. We have someone very, very special I'm very excited about. Hopefully we'll be here this weekend. She already has some clothes waiting for her, and Shelly bought stuff to make her really great earrings. So I wanted to clear a compartment for her earrings, so I threw together. So what I'm going to do to solve this spatial issue, I'm going to re-subdivide these into here. And then I'm going to take all Julie and Ivy's earrings and put them in here. And that will hopefully resolve the spatial issue. All Julie and Ivy's earrings, like I said I was going to, and I just put them all in here. They were actually like, the reason we had them in these two compartments is because there were just so many. They were like filling to the brim here, and they're just too hard to take them out. So I think this is a much better arrangement for them. This is the spot that I saved for the special someone.
It's that time of the video where we are going to talk about our goals we set last year, our goals for this year coming up, 2021, and kind of a recap of the year that we're leaving.
In 2020, things at both jobs played out in a really good way, a way that last year I never would have thought was going to be possible. And for that, I'm going to make this school year like the year, like I'm gonna really live it up and enjoy it, even though I'm stuck wearing the mask at work.
I just am glad that my mental health was in a good enough place, that I had worked hard enough, because if this had happened in 2018, I would probably have died from stress, and that is not an exaggeration. I was like losing hair and everything. So last year I sprained both my knees, and that made me depressed because I wasn't able to be super active, and between that and like having dealt with all of that like hair loss from stress, I just felt really bad about myself. Like I wasn't feeling fit anymore, and I felt like gross about my hair, and I had to cut off a bunch, and I just wasn't really feeling good. And now it's like my knees are feeling like pretty much 100% better. I'm back to being active. My hair has finally started to grow out, and we did get 2 guinea pigs this year.
We got Winnie and Poppy.
Winnie and Poppy.
And we did lose Bonnie, which was sad, but she was 3, and you know that's really pretty much
hamster.
The age limit for that kind of pet.
What we had luck finding this year, we did get to go to the flea market later, and then it closed earlier this year, but we had so much luck with collector Barbies, it's not even funny. Boxed ones, loose ones, and that was fun because I don't usually get them. And then I did find some Disney dolls, both online and like in the wild, and that really rekindled my love for them. And I was feeling really nostalgic because they were what my gateway into getting back into dolls in 2011, and it's approaching that 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And of course, the LOLs. You guys saw us get into them. It was an interesting experience sharing that, I guess, on YouTube, because the last time I got into a doll type that heavily was Monster High in 2013. She's as addicted as me, by the way.
Oh my god, it's, oh yeah, like that decision we made to get the LOL dollhouse for my birthday in February. That was like a joint decision. We're like, we need this house.
Our goals for 2020, I think I got them all, but I edited that part of the episode last year kind of weirdly, so I don't know if I missed something. Going through and like cleaning things and double checking things that we wanted to get done, so we wanted to go through like our clothing drawers and our accessory drawers. We did do that, and actually I pretty much handled every piece of doll clothing because we changed bag size. We were planning on going through all the doll containers and switching over to potpourri from dryer sheets and like checking the inventory. We did part of them. We wanted to finish a bunch of our photo retakes, so like our My Story series on Flickr, which is like doll essays, personal experience kind of things. We were redoing all of our thumbnails, and we had so much time because Colleen was home that we did all of that and got it done before like the summer was over. We went above and beyond what I ever could have expected, and by not having all that stuff to like redo, now we can just focus on new stuff. And we did add new stuff too. We did a lot of
I added a lot of new line photos.
I wanted to start Dolly Designs, which I didn't say what series I wanted to start, but it was Dolly Designs, and I did that. And I wanted to work more on tutorials. I wouldn't say I did a lot of them, but I did knock out like my hair types video, which I was dreading, and that was a huge project. We wanted to focus on getting more American Girl clothes rather than dolls, which I did. I got a lot of clothes.
I was naughty.
But Colleen was not.
It's like we role reversed. I got Be Forever Molly 2018, Becca 2019, Courtney 2020, all for Christmas. And all I got from my dolls for clothes was 2 outfits for Rebecca.
For 2021, we have some new goals. Some of them were from last year that we didn't manage to do. So we want to go through our dolls, check the inventory, make sure they're in the right container. I did do a lot of reorganizing this year though. Also started the dusting and deep cleaning of all my doll displays, but I really want to knock that out. Along with that, as I'm doing that, I'm also going to be updating my stands because I make stands for my dolls. we want to continue making more As Told by Dolly's videos. I want to be less shoppy.
I disagree.
I think a lot of like the shopping was coming from like a place of needing to be comforted.
I disagree. I think we should be more spendy.
We'll have some great things to share with you next year. It is that time of the year where we make our gingerbread house. To be honest with you, this is a late making of the gingerbread house this year again. So we have our helpers this year. We have Courtney, Marisol, Rosalita, of course Lainey, Julie, and Kia. And we chose these dolls because Colleen actually went through all of our previous years. We actually have a picture from 2015 before I had YouTube that we had taken with our first gingerbread house. So we just figured out who hadn't been in the photos yet. Now, how bad do you think this is going to turn out?
Well,
Oh, it's already assembled, man!
seriously?
I think you just decorated.
Oh, well then this is gonna turn out great.
It's already assembled.
Oh my god!
That's the part I don't like. Oh, I thought this was gonna be difficult because it said that. Oh, how did I miss this? One baked pre-assembled gingerbread barn.
Oh my god, I had no idea. Oh my god, I love these
We're
dark
so good that we were able to make it in the plastic.
Yeah, we did it. Oh, it's great.
I should have read it because I didn't read it, but when I got home, I noticed it said you will also need, and I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be one of those like really difficult level.
I think we need to get a swear jar for you.
Yeah, I keep it pretty clean for you too.
Yeah.
F this, F that in my day-to-day life.
Ooh, swanky.
It looks fugly already.
No, it doesn't.
Yes. I would rather with those icicle drips, but I don't think that's the way I'm doing it. It's messy. I don't like it when it's messy.
Every year you have a bad time and you say you don't want to do it again.
Here, fine, we'll just embrace this hole. Alright, that can get thrown out. I don't like that.
You don't like your little snowman?
It's not staying together, it's all smushed.
See if it tastes good.
It's like too crumbly. Oh, fuck.
Fondant doesn't taste good. Shelly, I think you always miss the boat on the Christmas house. See, the point is to have fun making the gingerbread house. The point isn't to have a perfect gingerbread
It's
house.
messy. I don't like it.
Is this candy? I don't know.
Alright, and here it is. Our fugly gingerbread house. I mean, the only thing it has going for it is that it's structurally sound. And that wasn't our doing, but I do like that it was already assembled, because
Easy, yeah.
by the time we get to the decorating, usually I'm really angry. And then we have all the beautiful dollies to model it with. Colleen just spent like the better part of a few hours today while I was making earrings for Courtney, making this really elaborate High School Musical photo for my Flickr, my Story Flickr series, because I don't have an album cover currently for my High School Musical dolls, and I've been collecting them like for a long time now, like 8 years, so I have plenty to say.
I just so the place that itself was pretty gutted when we got it. All we got with it was that mirror that I actually puttied to the wall. because it doesn't even have vanity it goes with. And I thought that, like, I really wanted this to look good. So I just kind of looked up what the playset was supposed to come with, got the idea to do the stage. That's actually the book that was just on my nightstand, put inside this, like...
That's a comforter. Your bed sheet came in that.
Yeah, I knew something.
I had it. I put it in there for potpourri session.
Yeah, and I found
that
it in the
ribbon
drawer.
came from, I think, the gift basket Lisa.
Oh my god, that's funny. So yeah, I made it look like there's a stage, and I used the Bratz clothing rack. And the thing is, we've done so many school photos that I really wanted this one to stand out. But it was hard to top myself in terms of, like, some of the other school photos. My favorite thing to set up was probably, this toss-up, between the cafeteria, which, you know, doll food, and the rooftop garden.
So I'm going to close out this video, which is the last of 2020, with just a recap. I meant to show this during my resolutions portion of the video, but I forgot. So this has been the notebook that I've been using since 2019, and I finally got to the very last page of it, and I ended up not transferring over my lists into my new notebook, which I bought a while ago. Yep, I've been keeping up with my goals. I do find them really helpful. They do keep me on track. I admit I kind of slipped a little bit in the later half of the year because I was experiencing a lot of burnout from having so much time at home during quarantine. And even though I was still working, like, Colin and I were able to get a lot done. I definitely want to make it kind of more of a priority to get back into the swing of keeping up with my to-do list. But this format has really worked. I changed it up from last year a little bit, so I've been keeping tallies of the videos I upload each month, and obviously there's like fun facts, things I want to do for YouTube, etc. I did that every month, and I'm probably going to keep it mostly the same. You'll see any changes I make for next year. So I did a tally on the board really messily here because there were a few main things that we wanted to focus on. So first of all, we wanted to go through my Collections in Line album on Flickr. Okay, this one right here, Collections in Lines. So obviously there's like YouTube thumbnails, but there's also all of these like really cute photos we set up with like the dolls in lines together or packs and their accessories. So we revamped this whole album. This tally here of 109 is not new pictures we added to the album. These were all things that we retook. So this is just exclusively retakes. That was 109. This album is done. Then we had My Story photos, which this has been an ongoing process since like 2018. And the My Story photos, if you're wondering, they're all in the Experiences and Inspirations album. You'll notice my albums have the same names as my YouTube playlists. They are the album covers here, so 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s. You can see there's a bunch of them. And we have added in a lot of new ones, but this number again was all retakes, and that was 11. So we've retaken all of those. And the overall, like when you scroll on this page, I think it looks a lot nicer. I've also created some new albums here. Then we have thumbnails. So we also reshot all of our YouTube thumbnails that we didn't like before with backdrops. There was 37 of those. Again, we've been working on that for a while. Then fun facts. So that's like the little blurbs I write on every doll, every outfit. And this is an ongoing project I've been going through since 2017. And this year I only did 336. This is where I really dropped the ball because usually my goal is 20 a month. And you can see like I did 5 and 12. And then I haven't even done any for December, and I don't know if I'll get around to it, but I will say I did go through all my 90s Barbies. That was the album I got done this year. I did work on other albums too, like here and there, but this album I checked all like 725 photos. Granted, there were a lot of dolls that the photos were replaced at some point because say like I got a duplicate, like in this case I probably already wrote on one of the photos, but I also had to write on the outfit, and this number does not reflect each photo, it reflects the set. So if I had to write on Bath Time Barbies, the doll, and the outfit, then that only counted as one fun fact. So it was technically probably double that number. And then we have, of course, the videos I ended up uploading, which was 60, which wasn't bad. I'd say the only month we really dropped the ball was October. but you know, sometimes we get busy, and that's tallying in this video that is going to go up for the new year. So yeah, I thought I would give you guys an update. I like to do that because I think it's cool to see how like your progress over the year, and that's one of the reasons why I like this notebook, even if I don't always manage to get everything done on my to-do list, because sometimes things just get crazy. It is really nice to see the progress and feel like you're getting momentum towards like the ultimate goal. And I can't believe how much we ended up getting done, as we talked about before when we were doing resolutions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, the very last one of 2020. We will see you next year, and hopefully we'll have lots of new and fun and exciting content. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.